Hi, I'm Susan Erickson with PW Insurance. Today we're going to be covering a very complicated subject in the insurance world called CoInsurance. Every single policy has it. It's very difficult to understand. And if you want to become an insurance agent, it's one of the questions on your licensing test. That's how important it is. It's difficult to understand, but I want to break it down for you. So it comes on every property policy, a house, a building, a garage, whatever it is, property insurance has coinsurance. So in our example today, we're talking about a 2-story building which has retail downstairs and a couple of apartments upstairs. Could be anywhere in the United States. So our building, looking at the details off of an appraisal, shows that it was built in 29. It's 3,800 square foot total between the 2 floors, 2 stories high. And when it was built in 1929, it was average construction. It wasn't fancy back then. It was just average for 1929. The appraisal goes on to tell us that the foundation would be worth $17,000 to repair. The building itself, $410,000 to rebuild in today 2022 dollars. The roof is another $62,000. The floor and interior, $128,000, and the mechanical systems to run that building would be an additional $215,000. So you add all of those things up, and you come up with a whopping cost of $871,000 to rebuild the building. Average construction from 29 in today's dollars. You need $871,000 to make yourself whole. Okay, so at 3,800 square feet, that boils down to $229 a square foot. Square foot difference is different from town to town, depending on where you live, state to state. In our area, it would be $229 a square foot to rebuild it. So we need to buy $871,000 worth of insurance. When it burns to the ground, they're going to give us $871,000. But the price of building materials fluctuates. It goes up, it goes down. Seems like it only goes up at this point. So your value can quickly outpace your insurance amount. The cost to replace it goes up. Your insurance remains stable. You're supposed to talk to your insurance agent every year about the value, or if you've made improvements, should the value be adjusted. So you start with the base, $871,000. The insurance company knows that things change, so they have a principle called coinsurance at 80%. That means that if you insure your building for at least 80% of the full $871,000, no problem. We will pay up to the amount you're insured for, no problem at all. When you go below the 20%, the 80% threshold, 20% amount, you have got to participate in a partial loss. What does that mean? It means in this example, you need $871,000 to totally rebuild. But the insurance company says, okay, if you're pretty close at 80% of that, $696,000 for $945, we will rebuild your building for you. No problem, but only up to the amount that you're insured for. However, if you deviate below that 80% coinsurance, then you're going to participate. We're not going to pay you the full amount to replace the building damage. So in this particular example that we're looking at, this person is only insuring the building for $163,000. He's supposed to be insuring it for $871,000. It's only insured for $163,000. To avoid penalties, he needs to be at least $696,000. So he's got a variance here of $533,000, $500,000. So in our example, he has broken the coinsurance rule. When he has a partial fire, most claims are partial losses. It's very rare, due to our fabulous fire departments, that your entire building burns to the ground. So in a partial loss, they're going to apply the coinsurance penalty. How that works is he insured it for $163,000. Okay, he should have insured it for the 80% of the full replacement He should have insured it for $696,945. Okay, what he did over what he should have equals a 23% deviation. Now, let's say he's got a $50,000 fire in the janitorial closet in the building. He only insured it for 23% of what he should have. So, of our $50,000 to fix that fire damage, he's only going to get 23% of that amount. So, he's only going to get $11,500 to settle his claim. He's going to be sad because he thinks he's going to get 163 up to 163. No. The principle of coinsurance applies in every property loss. Difficult concept, important to understand as you select values for your property insurance. That's a quick lesson on coinsurance from PW Insurance.